Okay, I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial about how to create a quiz with Google Forms. It's easy enough to find Forms, just search it, and your first result will be your go-to. Go to Google Forms. I'm already logged into Chrome, so there I am. And up here are your templates, and just select blank quiz. Title it, describe it, and then you can go right to, I'm going to make sure that my title is entered. I want this here. And then you can go right into questions. I'll start off with the ones that are easily auto-graded, and those are the first three selections here in the second section. Multiple choice checkboxes and drop down can be graded right here within the form. Short answer and paragraph can be seen, but they need to be manually graded. And then linear scale and multiple choice grids are not graded items. So I add my options. Oops. And then I make it a required question. I add points. And then I select my correct answer. And then I just hit the plus sign to add another question. Again, I mark it required. I select the correct answer. In this case, I'm going to give two options for correct answer. Add points and add another question. I make it required, add points, and give an option. A couple options. Okay. Now I want you to see what happens when you add something that cannot be automatically graded. And it picks up that it's a short answer. I can make it required, and I can give it points. I'm going to give that one 5 points because it requires some thought. You also have other options here about adding in a title and description, images, videos, and sections. I'm not going to talk about that here. I just want to go over the basics. Okay. Now, another thing I'd like to show you real quickly is in your answer key, you can give answer feedback. For incorrect answers, you can give a comment, and you can maybe link it to some sort of informative website so they can learn a little bit about what the correct answer would be. You can also give feedback for correct answers and link as well. Okay, you have those options for each one. Now, let's go to Settings. General, I like to collect email addresses. It makes it easier to organize and to identify my students. I'm not going to restrict it to my domain. And normally I would limit it to one response if it was a quiz I was giving my students, but in this case I want to give multiple answers straight from my own account so that way you can see how it's graded. Respondents can edit after submit, that's not great for quizzes, and see a summary chart of text responses, sure. You can, for longer quizzes or tests, you might want to show a progress bar. We can shuffle question order, and I'm going to show a link to submit another response. After I finish this quiz, I want to see that I can submit another response, but that wouldn't be necessary for a regular quiz. And here, make this quiz, this is made a quiz as we selected on the template, and I want to release the grade after I've reviewed it so I have a chance to grade those short answers. I want them to be able to see their missed questions, but not the correct answers, but they can see point values. All right. And now I'm ready to check my my quiz to see how it works out. So I'm going to preview it. The preview will be included in my summary of responses. I can see previous responses. There are none. I'm the only one. And I can submit another response, but that wouldn't be something you'd include normally. Recorded a few responses, and now you can see what the results of that are. I have 5 responses, and here's my summary. There was an average of 0.6 out of 8 points, a median of 1 point, and a range of 0 to 1. So it gives me a nice little summary. I can also look at individual responses. And I can now, when I look at individual responses, I can score these and save for each of the answers that I was given. Okay, and now I can go back to my summary. And I can see that it now reflects those short answers. My median, my average is 5.6, which isn't great. I can kind of see which questions stand out and maybe adjust my teaching or reteach. Talk to my students individually. If necessary, if there's one student that's struggling, it really stands out here. And now I can release scores because they're all graded. Oh my goodness. There we go. And that's all there is to it. And then if I need a spreadsheet, I just create a new spreadsheet, and I can see all my responses here and the total score. So I can use that for my whatever system I'm using to collect my grades.